We've just had a rough few days here in Auckland weather-wise. It's been torrential rain for a good 48 hours, but now that the 1st of September has arrived, it's spring, and we've got a nice spring day here. So that makes a change from the deluge we've just experienced just recently. So what's on the table for me this September? Well, there's not a great deal of new stuff apart from a couple of games I'm looking at playing. And the first one is this little game here that a good friend of mine, Alex, gave me. Bellum Gallicum 2, Caesar's Campaign in Gaul. Alex wasn't too fussed on the combat system, and I'm not familiar with this game at all, other than a review I watched by Marco, and I'm looking forward to giving it a try this September. The combat rules, I think, are quite unusual, quite unique. So yeah, this will be interesting little folio game to try in September. That's really the only new one that I'm breaking out. Next up will be the tried and true Cuba Libre. I'm really hoping to get this to the table again. Terrific game. My favourite out of the two coin games I have. Still love Andy and Abyss, but this one is just quicker to play, more solo friendly, I think, and an all-round great game. So hoping to get that to the table this September. Next up is a game that's one of my top games, but I just don't seem to play it that much because I tend to go with other games at the moment, and that's Sekigahara 2nd edition. I traded the 1st edition one in so I could get the larger box. It frustrated me that I had to take ages just to pack the game away. So this is the 2nd edition, and I haven't yet played this edition. Been bringing it out every month with a view to playing it, but for some reason other games have just taken precedence, and I think it's due to the fact that I've been looking for more deeper games to play. Not saying Sekigahara isn't a deep game. It's quite abstract though, but one of the best looking games, board games around, I think. Just a beauty to behold. And next up is Sails of Glory. Now I've got that on the table at the moment, and my last video was about my solo learning game. That's why two of the ships are not on the box, they're out on the table, and I can see myself playing this all month. It's really captured my attention now that I've got my head around the advanced rules. I just really like this game, so I'm hoping to find a face-to-face opponent. Patrick, my number one gaming partner, is not really into tactical games or miniatures, so I'm looking to find someone in Auckland that is into that era and would like to give it a try. And the other game I've brought out is the tried and true Conflict of Heroes, Storms of Steel Kursk. Now I've had this game for a number of years, and I think it's an excellent game, only held back by the lack of scenarios, which is disappointing. I played for the first time Awakening the Russian Bear with Alex the other night with his 2nd edition version, and I enjoyed it, and we've made an agreement to get stuck in and play some of these scenarios from Awakening the Bear and Storms of Steel. And I'm looking to add to this collection, wanting to pick up probably Awakening the Bear, possibly Poland, but on the horizon there's Guadalcanal, so a whole lot of gaming coming up from Conflict of Heroes. And I was reading an interesting post on the Geek not long ago about comparisons between this and Band of Brothers, and a lot of people are rating Band of Brothers better than Conflict of Heroes. I haven't played it, so I can't say if that's the case or not from my experience, but this I think is an excellent game. I love the production values in this. The artwork and the infantry, the tanks, the artillery just looks fantastic. Great boards. So from that perspective it's fantastic. It does take a bit of work. The rules are quite deep and dense, But I think once you get the hang of it, it's a great game. So that's Conflict of Heroes. So it remains to be seen if I'll get all these games to the table this month, and most likely I'll get some other games out that I haven't mentioned here. I do some other non-military board gaming as well, but that's my gaming agenda for September 2014.